Ne papa mo top 3 kakimpaluta nka se scheme ne ye least mistake. No mo de mo bia apart from Stonebwoy and Kim Promise omukura me di omo yaw. Wo kakra na as artists to support the industry no. Wo de wo nye wo. Ba wo pese wo wi a industry no support wo. Abuanche.
You don't know these streets like we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Streeters Watching. This is my editorial. This editorial is proudly brought to you by my bet.africa. Ubedi na udi nswa yebetua with Telecel Ghana Music Awards being a couple of days away. I think we have will be 3 days more, right? 2 days to the event. Okay, with 2 days to the event, we show his screen and changing our say odds for artists in their chances of winning. In fact, it's been too much talking. Yeah, didn't come so it's time for you to put your money where your mouth is. That means baby, I will GD say and as artist I will GD with mono. First kaka krate na fi bibia ankoso pepepe. With TGMA being a couple of days away, it means hype na build the artists I won't believe you say obe winning now the kakra atanechi. In fact, terms and conditions applying to look sharps is here comment section where the link na to my TGMA special on my bet.africa. Unye twa ubedi udi nso betua aqua blue mineral water enso kan ho in this editorial aqua blue and the share cheaper or may ensure refresh here my who say yes ye ko TGMA na ebetima artist ne stage ebetima tiam na fe ya support no ama ono anka say who say yes the fan base na ba the fan base no man aqua blue o ntimi ntiam because this time around o tiam a o minimum be dry ye kwasoro na fe ene issue kese pa ene ye bawrem na I shared a couple of sentiments online today with respect to the TGMA and participation of the artists. Now, I realized that scheme now grew for 26 years. Then the 26th edition of the TGMA. Now, for 26 years, there's been complaints back and forth. Amanphobia, a scheme, no, who you know. There was one editorial that we did, almost say, Kumasi for, it doesn't even favor Kumasi for me. There was one editorial that, and I think it came from one popular person who was also venting, say, scheme no nyadia if favor Kumasi for. And Kwakumenu na kansa nyadia favor Kumasi for. I mean, obia one ne observation, and I think throughout the years, not proper metrics be anywhere na used to judge who the winner is, not now in this digital age and times, this time around, and and I think I've seen a lot of changes with the TGMA or the VGMA. TGMA. I've seen a lot of changes throughout the years. Mehu the era where na yebusrim kakakra mutin that Bloomberg being or hat on 1 million copies. Obekwa kobusa yin for no kra no menya sure say copies do o mu try kro mbehu ama. But how do they even collect data from all these radio stations? I mean, all these things were rumors say Charlie the penny a day man because the level of work that was involved during those times. No, Jack now man for person chim say Jack ade no mu njindi say a real ampa. Now all these things have a piling up a man for be any certain impression about the scheme throughout the years. It be unbelievable in the credibility of the scheme. Now, maybe to me I believe in the credibility of the scheme because whatever they want to use to judge who the winner is, written on the wall. However, and when I say written on the wall, before I jump to however, when I say written on the wall, I mean if you are looking at metrics on sales, you can look at the DSPs. If you are looking at audience appeal, you have the shows, the events that these people are playing. And these things are recorded via, whether it's a correct camcorder or not say phone. You know, in real time, you get to see who the winner is. However, the scheme is a populist scheme. A populist scheme. Now, when I twist wa, says, why do you no kakra, hana, ube free at all conversation. A popular scheme nintino or matchim say a 40% board voting, a 30% academy, and a 30% public. Pacho Messi Subim. 40% ewo board, and a 30% ewo academy, and a 30% ewo public. Now, sa voting party na and I say voting kote yam diamawi. Board a comprising of selected people who work hand in hand with the award scheme to select or nominate people and also vote on the nominated artist or more any board. No. Academy members are tastemakers, radio presenters, bloggers, industry people scattered throughout the country, over 500 of them, and omoka ho eye academy men, over 200 of them, forgive me, and omoka ho eye academy members. Now, omonsu vote no, and so eye 30% of the total vote. And if you get 30% in mama, area nyina say omonsu entoma omo favorite. Now, I want a problem kese in our conversation today because artists, I said that artists who do not show interest in the award scheme do not deserve to be even win the artist of the year. Now, the NT American kese ni nyina say make say interest will drive you, number one, to go out there and campaign because it is a public and as a populist scheme. Populist scheme, they say to aba eni nipa e wose de ma no. De to aba nko ade a campaign de eka ho. Etiefo. Se to aba nko ade a campaign eka ho. Now, I'll big up a couple of agents, our master, almost year campaign, ma who say campaign, who ban swan as a campaign who here in winning the artist of the year. First and foremost, I'll start with the table of men. Table of men, Emma, PSCS, a conversation, gidi bad last 3 years or so, on a blacko. Table 2 years ago, and 2 years ago. Omo ye yama PSC Esther be rap conversation gidi. And you know the artist of the year has always almost always been secular music bias, but this time around the gospel artists gave them a fierce competition. I mean who be that? Emma say who is going to win, who is going to be the artist of the year? The competition was PSC Esther and Black Sheriff. It was a clean year for Black Sheriff. Not a clean, but omo ye ya de PSC Esther conversation. There's a lot of social capital to be gained out of even getting into the conversation with Black Sheriff for the artist of the year. There's a lot of social capital. I need not even go into that type of conversation. Wow, what you see and what you see, but let's jump on to the other years. Now, the following year, we had a certain German portfolio, the MC, who stepped out to campaign massively for Stonebwoy. Now the campaign led him near and wide. In fact, or can Stonebwoy wants him or argue with fact. In fact, he went head to head with former 3 Music CEO Baba Sadiq, or explaining in Nema. There was a podcast I made portfolio and Baba Sadiq in a conversation trying to strike out to use the metrics and as the data being provided to us to adjudge who is supposed to be the artist of the year. And this is the type of conversation that happens when you have somebody stepping into the shoes for you as an artist who can now be called your PR. Or or fan sha advocacy amount. And lo and behold, on the D-Day, you announce artist of the year and name is Stonebwoy. Well, portfolio the MC every year deputy artist of the year as title amedemano. These advocacies, amasisi a when here say obeye anase say ye nominate you for artist of the year. When here say we say utu artist no utu anase opebo for no oye adwuma den amount. Na campaign say a very sama say ayefe and I'm beginning to like artists who have shown interest in this scheme. Na interest na make ho asem ni nyina mesro circle the word interest no ho na meba so fat red pen utro interest and afi odi afa ho say sa na meba so also ye ba be bawrem ojamre ni nie obi to say Stonebwoy obi to say Kim Promise this year the year under review. My man starting free Stonebwoy. So Stonebwoy won last year. Award and yes, who win artist of the year. A case said the next year, Untiminya active bill. Stonebwoy has defied that order. We defied that order. No, we are active, more active even in friends who after so winning. Gidi o yeah, Juma gidi o tu kwanko hakobo show. Yes, one of the most talked artists. In fact, Yakasa top 3 most talked about artists in Ghana in the year and the reviewer. Untimini Stonebwoy in film. Untimini in film. Every month be something about Stonebwoy is trending. Fantastic, wonderful guy. Making sure say obey defending a title and he's in the race. Oba race in one fan to for more. Ochusu a PR by the name Vida. That's why an IBS will say, Quine be looking at the footsteps of German portfolio, the MC, no, on gidi. Oh, well, follow or kohano koye campaign, no kohano koye campaign, or kohano koye campaign. Mama nchichi Stonebwoy fan to mama fa Kim Promise in Sombra. Kim Promise trasia no hu say no. Last year said the enkomo no koy hu ni say last year na nko big song worldwide banger and kubeti media use e dey gain grounds as the artist of the year. Promise to say when nya kasamafo because kasamafo okonya no ono sebe impredua sa ototo ayampia. Ewe yem yema di fo baako eye afie odo ene dane ne kasamafo quote and unquote whether official and also unofficial na or you be an campaigning heavily fucking Promise or to ansema kese to online dru ba bi na fe kase twitwe kura bam e kase twitwe na say did attempt kakra bi e dey ewum o mia Stonebwoy call so aboy de ne bo wo ho ka che say hwe bibi certain words or use ya na very unpalatable to say old man near the okay cancel if you okay cancel. All these were forms of campaign and artists employ in making sure that they were heard and they were seen because at the end of the day they know edru na ipakro fan phone na obeto aba ama obi voting eka whether the voting is done on the board level, academy level or ye ne Ghana nyina voting eka once voting kan ho de na chese abato fan campaign ehun here. Now, yambra and I say this generation and I say this year and so emu de ekoso. I can see a friend is saying Stonebwoy still employing a beam for PR, a Vida. I can see Tilly being representing a Kim Promise, and I can see Jermaine Portfolio crossing capital or representing a Kim Paluta, which is very nice. But to me, what is happening to Kweku Smoke? What is happening to Team Eternity? What is happening to Joe Metal? Maybe Black Sheriff, what is happening to him? It's like they've not shown any sign of interest in it. And I'm okay. Me I'm say me okay. If so show sign be as you interested in it, I'm okay. Scheme na nyame ma me papa dia. But what na see ye now show space now shade ye ni ya say ye di ye ho abro. Adan na Ghana. Yenye scheme a ete ase. Na artist ya nominate no aye wa adwene se on post to fly ampo anase on campaign se on crofo ntoma. But then you want the whole nation to rally behind you if you get a Grammy nomination. Because you feel that is bigger, that is better than our own. Me pacho mi busa o. Awards no obi Grammy no AOTY and I say was it created for you? If it was, your sound would have been captured in it. Me pacho your best high life artist of the year our Grammy scheme. Me busa mo. Asaka you bisa o. Best high life artist our Grammys. Okay. Yeni bisa o. Your best Afrobeat artist category or Grammy. Okay. Me pacho mi busa say your friends say best Asaka music Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Once we don't have sounds or we don't have categories that captures your sound that will produce there is a need for you to protect the award scheme that is for you. Because all the sounds that we produce here has been captured in the TGMA. And not just the TGMA, 3 music awards, any other award schemes it has been captured because we want to value BET. BET is just like 3 music TV awards. A black entertainment television. By you rate BET, change 3 music awards. How? We would want to share a BET nomination and not want to share a 3 music TV nomination. Are we not sick? Now, me dey come and walk around was the same group of artists, the same country near team na ya scheme was say na Ghana for the ano. Almost there be no the amount support but releasing nyom de akwabrane pese ya sabe support no. Or releasing nyom hashtag support your own. Also. Nanya nkwa asem. TGMA ne gene wom na standing for the ngobe ana. Gene wom na ganja. Me buso mpenfo TGMA Gene Woman. Day. So we have Telisa Ghana Music Awards. We have Ghana Music Awards. You don't want to support Ghana Music Awards, but you want Ghanaians to support your music. We will grind papa. We are kwasia papa. Where Jimmy say and that has been the nature of artists most of the time. Time or penno and or pese oyede or boaobi. And which is very dumb and shallow if you ask me. An artist will decide, say, oh, award scheme with the main call. And you ask the person why you don't want to be a part of it. Meanwhile, the person is begging or per plug or artist at the entire to me or Grammy plug. Or what the entire DMU patch gidi because of person access we no kujina Grammy red carpet. Charlie, you drew the time we've reached that level in go yen to me blame pennyphone bium. Yen drew yaso. There's no penny bia or hobium a bit me blame no. Yen drew yaso. How well are we treating things that belong to Ghana? How well? Now me go trust us same way because there are two artists. My single or more out. Now the entire me Paluta din free me say a Stonebwoy Nick can promise pet. And I'm a person who say at the end of the day, Bakube winning artist of the year. The entire me Paluta free at least me who say a friend saying portfolio ne na ma campaign man. Until I was saying come classify and say can or boamen fan can hold that. Unim the entire me for Paluta and can. Musami. As an artist who is coming up against big artists like Stonebwoy, like him promise, you need to grind extra hard. Metia say opinion me tell them, and I me no mebua. Me we an say menya text message on my phone so king me fa phone na Kim Promise, and this is not Kim Promise number. Where you broadcast text message, a bulk SMS. Or see, you kindly vote Kim Promise for Artist of the Year. Dial *1767 hash, select option 1 and enter A5 to vote. Or free online, allvotes.ghanamusicawards.com. Let's bring it home. Kim Promise, no. Unim awards do our winning. Unim shows do our bo. Unim territories do our ra with the music. Kim Paluta out to already. 114 shows. A chain that of Kim Promise. The 1 year, the year and the review, a chain that of Stonebwoy. No two ways and no disrespect to Kim Paluta. He has done amazing the year and the review by dropping a lot of bangers. However, he believes that it should be based on merit. And I'll read his message. In fact, Kim Paluta responded to me tweet. I want to read the message and also react to it. Because I saw there, so ayameba, intino. The woman biano or say me de to dana fi yakwe ni me more professional in the guitar way. Now he believes that it should be based on merit. I'm here to tell you that merit got you the nomination in the first fucking place. Merit no ne ma oko category nim in the first place. Merit na oka ho asem. Eno ne ma oba category nim. The Akaya campaign. Until Yanko Kim Paluta responded or say, Father, this be loose talk. So they should award based on PR and not metrics. If someone doesn't campaign and he deserves it, they shouldn't give it to him. Then for delete you or for the industry. And what they mean say bia or that thing and in the TN yantin or last line. Ti so dem the bechen. The TN ya munyano. Onko no parabia na mo pay man no na onko da. Now let's look at the details of it. Or say should the award be based on PR and not metrics? And so say the metrics in kwa and scheme no ebe peer review. The scheme will not be a popular scheme. It will be a peer review scheme whereby ebe industry for na atena no mu review ade no. Kianto so aba. Nkiento swaba. But ababa mu nko ade ase ebeto swaba de a de ka hu bia ye campaign. A campaign pay. Metrics no any a sonny so ye family free mu metrics no na ma ye a friend say opanka free mu metrics no any ma ye obi a free mu emema ne ka mo am artist of the year category metrics and I do ho any a present mama wiase nyina say we mo any ehu mo say o mo bo ho modin eye afi atwa mu no enti ye ba batwa mo so ntonto eno ntonto no ho se ntonto ne vote no wa aha SDA4 there we brutal SDA4 we brutal give it up for SDA4 what give it up show some love yeah sana case in it here baby adru ni ya present mo ama wiase adasa se munie enti amanfo nye de entom so aba edru ho sa dia eno MPP won strategy NDC were ne strategy. So I do not want to hear that loose conversation about metrics and people who deserve it. How would you know if this person deserves it or not? And when you are the son so, yes, son so we are obi won't be a potential winner. And yet the obedient in common ye. The obekana same ye. The obekana same ebe Tony Parkuma so ebe Tony Petrima mana to abanamano. And no ni asem no. The higher conversation that I expected Paluta to push is one that Austin posted here. That is another conversation for another day. Austin come on one conversation for another day. Austin say any voting system to determine popularity, which is not one man, one vote, is a flawed system that should be thrown into the dustbin. Comparing with your assertion, the one who campaigns most won't win, but the one who can get few people to vote multiple times, and that this is absurd. This makes a lot of sense. Say a populace dia, it was a one man, one vote. Because you can campaign heavily and not hit the right spot, and somebody can get some few people vote multiple times to win. So the system becomes flawed. However, true. However, even with that, you at least campaign to some people. What you say? The basis of it is that campaign, show interest and step out there. Kim Paluta starting the journey was in the conversation. Me pacho weeks, few days to a year, pacho mote Kim Paluta enka conversation mbi. Me busamo, let's be honest. Let's be honest. E ade a sheme sunsum sheme kra. Mote portfolio nka. Mini problem. We say mote portfolio nka. But said the till here adwuma no who say Kim promise so na mechire bi me pacho said the vider here adwuma no who say Stonebwoy so na mechire bi. Have you ever seen in recent times Kim Paluta on any platform campaigning and because you even drop the song or the anya or they call song promo yi, then you chip it in. Hey, me mamu me enkansem mama enkansem mi chem. This scheme, regardless of how you feel about it, has been here for 26 years. Bro, it is not showing signs of dying anytime soon. With or without you, this scheme is going to run. I am telling you, we are artists now, or what I'm telling you, with or without you, scheme we are running nice, smooth. Smooth pow. Who thought Shatawale would leave the TGMA or the Ghana Music Awards and it will still stand? He's out, but year in, year out. Unyandu the level of Shatawale mpo. Bro. This is a no. And me no message me siya catcho. Message me siya catcho because say wafa sinenti kuru umia ya but when mi anso a ye betwa ne nan no. Nti wofa me peni yie no meka edin sa manfo bebre betimi akasa asem we me ye sure say chatters for na akasa na sa asem we omunya nkom beka dada ba omuntimi nka me the 3 days beka me 1 second beka ma me the 1 second pe beka ma 1 person ma kam ama se vote no ntia ase yie na adwen say the merit and be adwuma now merit even in the room where the board sits the board still vote. Are you trying to tell me say board no omuni mobi omode be mane dada? So omuni mobi omode be mane dada kra omo 40%. Now over 200 people in academy nso omo 30%. Can't you speak some sense into these people, or can't you get your campaign message to these people for them to lobby them to your side? Mibusa. Because if you are able to get a chunk of the 200 people, acquire the way mana mebwa. Now, if you be a campaign, Emma Ghana and Yanazo anything, and to Mount. I mean, what is this attitude? Where is this attitude even coming from in the first place? I think we are confused. I think the genesis of it and the Yadiana Kasan and Fino, say, people still don't understand how the TGMA works. They believe, say, oh, me will hit song in Tianuano, way, oh, me banges chain, way, no. Ya to about and nothing ye busa said, did you vote? Omubo boza say DJ Black corner and the Television Ghana Music Awards is probably brought to you by Television. At the end of the day, we'll ask you, did you vote? AOTY. You have a fan base, you have a big base. Anya paluta do no to ha manfo bebre eba ho. What is wrong with campaigning or telling them to vote for you for the artist of the year and celebrating with them? What is wrong with it? What is wrong? My disappointment hinges on the fact that you are now entering the big league. And my response, and also there, unim say, me insemfon emfa me feature, abra mintiasu. Opanyin si and delete in free industry. When I'm saying the dreadlocks on them big deleting be paluta, the new ones who are new dreadlocks akakaka. Me was wrong. Me beti ba akwa tuama no see. Nam there 2 parks and west side to die. Utisa be enya mbreye. Masa, edumano. Paluta, you've stepped into the big leagues. You say when you're underground artist be mo. You are in the big league. It's either you go hard or you go home. Said Juma we, a man fire at the 4. Said Juma we, a man for abodam. Said Juma we, a man a here man for. Baby, what drew no? What drew her? Inti ahano akrokro nimbium. Ye Juma no said the said the fata. Umpa was a mempe. Dope nation, omonte omompe, omonte ombaby. Patch omonte ombaby. Oh. Umpa mempe. And now because obeye sana it say, and the Kumasi narrative, I'm stressing on that because they will push the Kumasi narrative after this. Forgetting that whatever portfolio is doing could have been complemented if Kim Paluta was also on the journey. Cause also TC Fombi. Ah, yeah, who? Stonebwoy and beam for Ankoye games. What do you say they ain't in Ankoye games? No? Or mobilizing the troops that drew her, or so gather Munina, Bakoba, Kumi, and Sami and Sa. Kekao Bosso, Mombrani and Kotuaba. Campaign drew a honorable and so watch a Bantama, one Bogala, what do you say the India? Or Kekani troops, na boom. A campaign strategy. Umpa, nominate you na mempe. Simple. But you will stay there with some lackadaisical attitude. Oh, I say, oh, yeah, well, because I won't, ope pao, who's ope? Say, I don't know, me try say, we mean, Uber comment here. Ope, ya mwa juma. Anwa kadieno, yeah. TC form. Can promise here no who. Anna, as AOTY's approach to life, no, AOTY's almost interview near the day, omunko baby. And or coffee as our format, no, or copy, no dragging, no be pasty. Nagana for him, no problem. That will hear no I ward no. Who's all coboard dark see her. One was on a picture and I know see your boss Stonebwoy din. Dark and what should I say? Who knows her? Gonna for after the year after that, one speed or echo. One speed or echo. Sanity. Show interest that you like it and work towards it. Namunya isa wote dem ne dia bro. TGMA entisa. TGMA entisa. So who believe we say Grammy na pa? You who free na re Grammy no. Simple ni nyina ya sum nye dey. Enjoy yen. I had am the editorial na be see. Maka will say my birth Africa. TGMA we. Or the also naba. Artists na omodwen so mbetime wi no mo akra mo ntwa bi mo amusu mo ntwa bi. Kimpaluta se oji hu di se obetime awi ni a wa atwa bi. Wagu smoke the oro ade atum se ono de ade no. Because oni tilinya ntokwa no ma ehu se o say there was self no be like say we dey like am or can straight. O say on the on pe. Nti kwagu smoke there. Wa me ehu ba bi ogina dada. But me nim de nti up till now still o me enyi ni din free ade no so. O say ko me yi ni din free list ni mu kra na ehu se wagina yi. And hey, to be asade we na ya no. I've been campaign time I'm starting can kwaku smoke for a year friend is saying artist of the year no artist will be aboni din brother. Before say nomination be as a January me ko hwe ni show ni December ni wie na see Jesus of Jesus. Ha! Abrante na ba. And I said the omo sa akoto ni old album no. Big smoke no amtimi ko 2 big smoke no so nyum nyina we blow sa ma akwa affected the egu achire no. And I'm babeka cha man for say me say artist of the year kwaku smoke e so wum. So mama na wo ma metena me hwe aso apai no. And power back conversation. The entire kwaku smoke is not being talked about just like in Paluta, just like Stonebwoy, just like in Promise. It's because of PR and activation. Ni refi sa de ne yeto so aba. Odwin say bia a peer review program bia ente sa. Nanka ne papa mu pa ye pe top 3 to be considered for this year's artist of the year. Top 3 Kakim Paluta would not be even be in the conversation. Ne papa mu top 3 Kakim Paluta nka ho. Busam say de ntia. Wa busame. Thank you very much for this question, Your Honor. Now, the answer. When we are measuring audience appeal, your ability to stage your own concert, untimi underestimating it da. Untimi underestimating sadiane da. Because regardless of however you weave your argument, obeba be shia say, aden wuti wunkwa untimi commande se ni pamra. And audience appeal is one of the key words in the category definition. One of the keywords. So how then do you defend this? And your portfolio, friends, kasatintin where what trigger and he has done amazing. Portfolio has done amazing for Kim Paluta. He has done amazing to bring him into the conversation. Because a car numbers a part there. And he say be use Ghanaian music streaming platforms. Say audio mark ni YouTube. Oh Mr. Kakwagu smoke ko wum. Onya kasama fwa Kakwagu smoke ko wum. He's a part of the conversation. Me say scheme ni ye least mistake. No more the more beer apart from Stonebwoy and your friends can promise her. Omukra me di omo yaw. I'll be so disappointed in the scheme. And I have me cry me tie me kwakubenya me tie. There's no way out. Henk I will withdraw from Academy. I will withdraw from BBR. Me na make catch them. Because there's an ecosystem and there's a business attached to it. People are going to be paid this weekend though. And I'm ready. Oh, you bet your bandsman ka. You bet your mom be stage. Ushers. Among for people, there's a livelihood attached to it. Wo kakrana as artists to support the industry no. Wo de wo new. Ba wo pese we are industry no support to. Abuanche wore. What? You be share our flip side ho. If DJ Slim High Street is watching, come into the comment section and make sure you keep it real because the street is definitely watching.
You don't know these streets like we do.
We am the show.